In tonight's headlines, Hong Kong stocks kept their best week in 26 years as the Hang Seng Index soars past the 20,000-point mark. The government gives foreign domestic helpers a pay rise of $120, starting with all new contracts, which are signed from tomorrow. And Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party elects former Defense Minister Shigeru Ishiba as the next Prime Minister of the country.
Hong Kong stocks registered their best week in 26 years after shares rallied for the fourth day. The benchmark Hang Seng Index soared past the 20,000 point, gaining by 3.55% or 707 points. With a record high market turnover of $445.7 billion, the buying frenzy was triggered by stimulus measures implemented by mainland authorities earlier this week to reboot the world's second-largest economy. Rising over 2,300 points in just 4 days, the Hang Seng gained 13% to close the week. The rally continued up north as well, with the Shanghai Composite Index rising 2.88% or 86.58 points to close at 3,087.53. With a 12% increase, the index registered its biggest weekly gain since 2008. Markets on the mainland will be open on Monday, but will shut down for 1 week starting October 1st for the National Day Golden Week holiday. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
Foreign domestic helpers working in Hong Kong are getting a salary rise of 2.5%. The government announced that the minimum wage for foreign domestic helpers will be increased from 4,870 to 4,990 per month. If the employers choose to pay a food allowance in lieu of providing food for free, the monthly amount will remain at not less than $1,236. The new wage level will apply to contracts signed on or after tomorrow. Contracts signed on or before Friday for the previous salary would still be processed as long as they reach the Immigration Department by October 25th. For the wage review, the government has taken into consideration general economic and labor market conditions over the past year, as well as near-term economic outlook.
Renowned molecular biologist Dennis Low has been unanimously approved as the next Vice-Chancellor and President of the Chinese University of Hong Kong, with a 5-year term set to begin on January 8, 2025. He will succeed Rocky Tuan, who resigned earlier this year. Speaking at a press conference after his appointment, Low expressed his deep connection to the university where he has worked for the past 27 years. He aims to nurture students who will contribute towards the development of Hong Kong and China. When asked about the violent confrontations at the university in 2019, Law said the unrest was unprecedented, and CUHK has now regained its footing and is ready for a fresh start, focusing on advancing academic and educational initiatives. Regarding the educational institution's academic autonomy, Law said, academic freedom has to be law-abiding.
I think that academic freedom is a cornerstone of university. And I believe actually that in Hong Kong, we have actually very good academic freedom. And of course, we have to bear in mind that we have to be law-abiding.
Law added that he will communicate with students and listen to their voices, working closely with the University Council and management team to enhance CUHK's reputation.
Financial Secretary Paul Chan, who's visiting the United Kingdom, shared the latest developments in the SAR with British politicians, professionals, and leaders from the business sector, emphasizing on Hong Kong's role as a leading global financial hub and in capital and fundraising markets.
This year, today, we have raised about £5 billion through IPOs, making Hong Kong the 4th largest IPO market thus far. On top, more than 100 companies are now in our listing pipeline.
Chen also highlighted the success of follow-on fundraising efforts, with listed companies raising around $20 billion from global investors this year. The growth reflects a strong investor confidence in Hong Kong's financial landscape, supported by an increase in total bank deposits, which rose by 4% to approximately $2.1 trillion in the first 7 months of this year. As part of its efforts to diversify funding sources, Chen said Hong Kong is working to attract investments from Southeast Asia and the Middle East.
The arrival of 2 giant pandas at Ocean Park yesterday has reinvigorated the park's souvenir lineup. Chairman Paulo Pong said there are plans to create a series of products based on the bears to enhance revenue.
可以將我哋嘅產品啊，即係零售嘅產品啊。
These new products would include retail items, food products, and even digital products such as games and cartoons, Pong added. By incorporating Hong Kong-related elements, whether it's toys or local delicacies, we can create a distinct intellectual property, he said. While the new pandas will meet the public by the end of this year, the restaurant industry is already gearing up to promote panda economy by introducing panda-themed meals. Chang Ming-wai, Director of Business Development and Brand Operations at Lubas Group, said 4 of its restaurants in Yau Tin Mong District have launched panda-themed food and beverages, such as giant panda dim sum, sweet dumplings, and 3D milk coffee. The catering group anticipates a 20% rise in sales through these products. Shopping malls are also encouraging tenants to introduce a variety of panda-themed products to drive consumption and attract tourists. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
Ishiba Shigeru君をもって当選者と決しました。
Japan's former defense minister Shigeru Ishiba will become the country's next prime minister after he won the leadership of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party in a runoff vote. Ishiba got 215 votes, defeating hardline nationalist rival Sanai Takeichi, who received 194 ballots. The 67-year-old will be sworn in next Tuesday, given his party's majority in both houses of parliament.
国民を信じ、勇気と真心を持って真実を語り。
Winning at his 5th attempt to be party leader, Ishiba promised to do his utmost to make Japan a safe and secure country where everyone can live with a smile on their face once again. Succeeding outgoing Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, Ishiba praised Kishida's decision to step down to regain the trust of the people so that the LDP can be reborn. The change of leadership comes at a turbulent time for the party, which has been rocked by scandals and internal conflicts that have disbanded its once powerful factions. Considered a defense policy expert, Ishiba is in favor of an Asian version of the NATO military alliance and wants a more equal Japan-US ties, an idea quickly rejected by Washington. Ishiba is also a supporter of democracy in Taiwan, which is likely to anger Beijing. Commenting on the election result, Foreign Ministry spokesman Li Jian said China expresses hope for Japan to adopt an objective and correct understanding of its neighbor and collaborate to foster healthy and stable two-way relations. South Korea said it looks forward to working together with Japan's new cabinet to forge positive ties with its closest neighbor and partner. Anna Chan, Cable News. Visiting Washington after attending the United Nations General Assembly in New York, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky hurdled with U.S. politicians yesterday to shore up American support for his country's fight against Russia. Zelensky met with Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer at Capitol Hill. At the White House, U.S. President Joe Biden reiterated his support for Ukraine's war against Russia.
Let me be clear. Russia will not prevail in war. Russia will not prevail. Ukraine will prevail, and we'll continue to stand by you every step of the way.
Biden announced a total of $7.9 billion military aid to Kyiv, including the first shipment of a precision-guided glide bombs, which have a range of up to 130 kilometers. The Pentagon will also expand the training of Ukrainian pilots on the F-16 fighter jets.
Today we have a new support package, $7.9 billion. This will be a great help, and I raised with President Biden the plan of victory.
The two leaders discussed the diplomatic, economic, and military aspects of the victory plan and tasked their teams to engage in intensive consultations regarding next steps. However, the details of the plan were still kept secret. Zelensky also met Vice President Kamala Harris, who echoed Biden's comments. The Democratic Party's presidential nominee criticized her Republican rival Donald Trump campaign's policy on ending Russia's war with Ukraine as proposals of surrender. Meanwhile, Trump, who had refused to meet Zelensky, took a U-turn, said he will meet the Ukraine leader. Trump rejected Harris' criticisms, adding that he could rapidly negotiate a deal between Russia and Ukraine if he is elected. Anna Chan, Cable News.